30. Cornera. Pragmagik's Cornera region is based on the Four Corners area, which is where I'm originally from, specifically Arizona. The gimmick here is nucleotypes. My terrestrial expansion actually has something similar, and may or may not be inspired by it. I honestly do not remember if it was. Many Pokemon have a favorite Terra Perma type. Most of the time, these are types that fit the Pokemon beyond just the ones they were given. You still have to use Terra Waffles to give them the type, but you will not need any extra toppings. You will even gain friendship if you give a Pokemon one of their favorite typings, and as long as they have this type, friendship boost is increased. As a contrast, Pokemon can also have hated Terra Perma types, that they will straight up refuse unless you heap their favorite toppings on the Terra Waffles. You will lose friendship if you successfully give this Pokemon one of their hated typings, and as long as they have this type, friendship gain is halved. Then if you give a Pokemon a certain Terra Perma type, they will evolve once more, much like Perlush evolving into Chaotic Horde with a sound Terra Perma type, which is a favorite type for the Pokemon. However, some Pokemon evolve with their hated Terra Perma type. Weezing was given the Fairy type and produces clean air instead of toxic fumes. In my regions, you would need to give Koffing the Fairy Terra Perma type to get Galarian Weezing. Luckily, the Fairy type is neutral for this line. I am using this Fairy type as a purifying type thing for a Paras Evo. Paras is supposedly a cicada possessed by a parasitic mushroom that fully takes over the Pokemon upon evolution, which I take to mean the mushroom has more influence than the creature possesses, especially when it comes to evolution. If you manage to give Paras their hated Terra Perma type of fairy, it will evolve. However, you must do this before it reaches level 24, because by then it's too late. I originally thought these Pokemon were crabs, and Parasect does have some hermit crab inspirations, so I am sticking with that. Paracept, a pure bug type with a Terra Perma type of fairy, which cannot be changed. The crab Pokemon. This Pokemon, unlike its counterpart, now has complete control over its mushroom. Instead of harmful parasitic spores, its spores are now healing spores. If these spores touch its Prevo, it will immediately evolve. Unfortunately, the mushroom recognizes this Pokemon as a threat and will make Paras run and flee for a sign. As the fairy type saved Paracept from certain death, it is no longer a hated type, but a favorite Terra Perma type and would act as such. This ties into its new ability, Healing Shroom. In battle, all mushroom-related moves heal instead of damage. In Overworld, you will not encounter mushroom or infected Pokemon. Each variant of Cordyceps infects only one type of insect. I am flipping it around and making this mushroom remove infections instead. However, this is Pokemon, so it affects all. The names combines Parasite, and Intercept. If it wasn't already obvious, this is not a submission. I am just using the idea of nucleotypes as a transition to further explain my terrestrial expansion. And with that, is all my submission for J at Art's J-Pro Challenge. If you haven't already, remember to check them out along with Liquid Productions. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye! Thanks, Professor.